morning.
Good morning. What's all this? Your results. Congratulations to all. I'm confident you'll all achieve your goals. So, young man, what are your aspirations?
I want to do robotics, ideally from the Bust Institute in the US.
And you, young lady?
Sir, I love kids and I would love to learn pediatrics. I feel Boston is the best place for that.
Sumit, what about you?
Back home to India for medicine.
Good. I'm sure you'll all achieve your aspirations, be it in India or anywhere. Keep in mind, your first challenge is the entrance, whether it's IIT, JEE, SAT or NEET. You have to learn from the masters. Brilliant Qatar is the passport to your success.
We undertake coaching for regular and repeat batches and tuition for board examinations. Brilliant Education Centre, Doha, Qatar.
Hi all, good evening. Today we will be having some discussion from how do organisms reproduce. Some short areas also we will be discussing along with this discussion. So let me start with how do organisms reproduce topic and some short areas. Please make a comment. I want to see how many are there. Yeah, let me start with the first question. Reproduction is essential for living organism in order to. You know what is reproduction? The process by which an organism give rise to young ones, new ones or the progeny. That only we call it as reproduction. And it's one of the important characteristic of a living organism. Because this only will help to increase a population and it only helps to continue that species. Otherwise, that particular species will become extinct. And even it also brings variation that helps in survival of the organism. So it's an important process that should take place in a living organism. So here it keeps the individual organism alive, fulfill their energy requirement, maintain growth, continue the species generation after generation. Okay, all were commenting the answer. So the answer is D. It helps in continuity of a species. So significance of reproduction can be asked for the exam. You can write all these points. It helps to increase a population. Second, it will be bringing continuity of a species. Third, sexual reproduction and all will bring variation, and accumulation of variation result in the formation of a new species also in evolution. So these are the advantages or the merits of reproduction or significance of reproduction. Next question. Most common method of asexual reproduction in bacteria. Let me check what are the comments. Most common method of asexual reproduction in bacteria. Can you please comment? A Sadvik, you have actually commented. Okay, Gayatri Satish has commented. Fission. The most common method of asexual reproduction in bacteria is fission. Remember, fission is found only in unicellular organism. Fission is not observed in multicellular organism, and there are two types of fission that you are learning. One is binary fission and the other is multiple fission. In binary fission, you can see the parent cell will be first undergoing DNA replication. So after DNA replication, you can see the karyokinesis will be occurring. It will be followed by the cytokinesis, resulting in the formation of two equal sized daughter cells. So here when two equal sized daughter cells are formed, the parent's identity is also lost. So organisms that are undergoing binary fission and all is said to be immortals. They don't have actually death. The parent cell is dividing into two daughter cell. So the process involved when you are writing for the exam, remember there is DNA replication, there is karyokinesis and there is cytokinesis. And in bacteria and all, the most common method of asexual reproduction is binary fission. Then next one, so this is binary fission. Then what is this? Can you please tell which diagram it is? It is mentioning what? This is actually mentioning the fragmentation, this diagram, this is the fragmentation that is taking place in Spirogyra. Spirogyra is a filamentous algae where you can see they will be splitting into few pieces or fragments, and each piece or fragment will be growing into a new organism. So fragmentation is also a method of asexual reproduction. Majority you can see fragmentation is observed in. So in which all organism fragmentation is observed, you can write and keep it: filamentous algae, fungi, as well as in some bryophytes and all, fragmentation can be observed. So algae and all, fragmentation is there. Then next one, exogenous budding is observed in. So which all organism exogenous budding can be observed? Exogenous budding, if you are taking, it can be observed in unicellular organism like yeast. In yeast and all, you can see the parent cell will be producing a protuberance or outgrowth. After that, you can see the DNA replication will be taking place, and the replicated DNA will be moving into the outgrowth. After that, there is cytokinesis. Like this, daughter cell will be produced. The daughter cell can detach from the parent cell and they can grow into a new individual. That is what is happening in budding in yeast. And these buds are exogenous. Sometimes they detach, sometimes they don't detach, producing new buds. This is actually called as chain buds. So chain buds are observed in yeast. And even budding is observed in Hydra. Budding is also observed in Hydra. You may be knowing about Hydra. In Hydra and all, the parent will be producing a bud or a small outgrowth. Later, they will be forming a new Hydra which can detach from the parent and they can grow into the new individual. Like that, they will be detaching and growing into the new individual. This is budding. Exogenous buds are actually observed in yeast and Hydra. Now next one, Euglena. Euglena diagram is given. That is also binary fission. That is longitudinal binary fission that is occurring in Euglena. Euglena is a unicellular protist. It is photosynthetic and it is heterotrophic also. It's having dual mode of nutrition. So unicellular organism, you can see asexual method of reproduction most commonly is by binary fission or multiple fission. Coming to amoeba and all, in adverse climatic condition, they can undergo multiple fission. So this is budding in yeast and the Hydra, exogenous bud that is formed in Hydra. Now next one, high regeneration capacity is shown by. You can see high regeneration capacity is shown by planaria. In planaria and all, you can see they show high regeneration capacity where the parent will be splitting into 2-3 pieces or fragments. And each piece or fragment can grow into a new individual. They will be growing into a new individual. This is actually fragmentation followed by regeneration. So this planaria belongs to which phyla and all you should be knowing, like flatworms. They are actually Platyhelminthes. So the answer is planaria. So this is the regeneration in planaria. So in planaria it is fragmentation followed by regeneration. So regeneration is a method of asexual reproduction in planaria, where you can see each fragment has some specialized cell. They can actually divide and give rise to new organism or the entire organism. That is actually called as regeneration. Even we have regeneration, but it is not a method of reproduction. It is only to regain or repair the lost body parts and all, like hairs, skin cells, etc. But it's not a method of reproduction. Now next one, multiple fission is observed in. You know already the example of multiple fission. Can you please comment? Which is the example of multiple fission? So here Plasmodium is an example of multiple fission where you can see the cell will be undergoing repeated karyokinesis followed by cytokinesis. So first of all, you should understand, in a cell first only one nucleus will be present. There will be repeated nuclear division forming many nucleus. After that, you can see around the nucleus the cytoplasm also would be dividing, and it will be giving rise to many daughter cell. This is actually multiple fission. So multiple fission, you should understand, karyokinesis is followed by cytokinesis, where first many nucleus will be formed. Around each nucleus only the cytoplasm is dividing to form plenty of daughter cell. Hope you got it. Okay, many have commented. Samir, Rahul Vijay, Tottamma, Kannagi, Advik, okay. Arjun, sir, why is not some cell in some? Okay, let us start. So many comments are coming. About pufferfish also someone has commented. Okay, plasmodium. Now next one, select the one which is not an artificial method of vegetative propagation. You know about vegetative propagation in the plants. Asexual method of reproduction in the plant is vegetative propagation, where you can see the plants will be able to produce a new one from some plant parts. The plant parts that give rise to the new plant is actually called as vegetative propagules. They are called as what? Vegetative propagules. So here, naturally occurring vegetative propagules are there, like rhizome in ginger, or the stem tuber in potato, or the NCERT example that is given is leaf buds. Leaf buds are natural vegetative propagule that is seen in plants like bryophyllum. So in bryophyllum and all, you can see the margin of the leaf will be producing some leaf buds that can actually detach from the plant, and it will be giving rise to the new plant. So they will be detaching, they will be falling off the soil, and they can give rise to new plants. That is actually the leaf buds in bryophyllum. Then remaining all are artificial method of vegetative propagation. So you may be knowing about grafting, cutting, layering, etc. So all these are the artificial method. In case of rose plants and all, we will be using the artificial method of vegetative propagation like stem cutting if you want to multiply it at a faster time. So usually artificial method of vegetative propagation and all is used in those plants where flowering as well as producing the seed take a lot of time. So this is the layering method where you can be using this in plants in which the branches will have the ability to bend. So you can put some scars in that and put it under the soil, and slowly you can see roots will be arising from that region. At that time you can cut and separate into a new one. And this is the grafting method, which include the stalk and scion. The type of asexual reproduction seen in rhizopus, bread mold. So in bread mold and all, you can see it is by spore formation. So rhizopus, they will be having some rhizoid-like structure, the root-like structure, and this fungal hyphae. At the tip, they will be producing a structure in which spores are produced. This structure is called as sporangium. So sporangium is a structure in which they will be producing the asexual spores. These asexual spores will be liberated by the rhizopus, and whenever they are falling in the soil, so they will be bursting and they will be releasing these asexual spores. So whenever they are falling on suitable media, again they will be germinating in order to form new hyphae. So this is also an asexual method of reproduction in case of the fungus. So in fungus there is sporangiospores. Spore formation is seen in fungus. So one example that is given in NCERT, that is rhizopus. So rhizopus is the bread mold. Rhizopus, that is the bread mold. Hope you got it. Spore formation in rhizopus. Budding is seen in unicellular fungus like yeast. Then fission only in unicellular fungus. Then budding is also seen in multicellular organisms. So you got all the types of reproduction and its example. Very important, you have to learn it. Now let's start with the next question. So this is the structure of rhizopus. They are having sporangia, and the spores produced inside that is called as sporangiospores. And this root-like structures that is growing into the bud and all, that is called rhizoid. And you can see the hyphae holding the sporangia, that is called sporangiophore. If you got this much, please make a comment, then I will continue. Hyphae. The branches of fungi is called as hyphae. The thread-like structure all together in the fungus is called mycelium. In that each branch is called hyphae. You can see one branch that is called holding the sporangium. That is actually called hyphae. Hyphae with the sporangium is called sporangiophores. Got it? Arjun. Samir, Arjun. Hope you are getting it. Now let me start with the next question. Along the path of vas deferens, the secretion of which gland provide nutrition to the sperm? So nutrition to the sperm is given by, you know that they will be having a pouch-like structure outside the abdomen. Inside that only what is present? Inside that only there is testis. The function of this pouch-like structure, you already know what is this pouch-like structure called. The pouch-like structure is called scrotum. And from here only you can see the vas deferens will be joining, and it will be forming a loop around. So this is the urinary bladder and this is the urethra that is coming outside the abdomen. So here there is the scrotum and there is the male reproductive organ. So here urinary bladder will be coming at this position, and there is a ureter that is coming out of the kidney. So this vas deferens that will be entering into the abdomen, they will be forming a loop around this, and they will be coming and joining the urethra. Hope you are getting the diagram which I am drawing. And here you can see there is a structure that is joining the urethra, that is called ejaculatory duct. Into this ejaculatory duct only, you can see there is seminal vesicle that is opening up. So there is seminal vesicle that is opening into the ejaculatory duct, as well as the vas deferens is also joining. And there only a prostate gland is present. So at this position you can see there is a prostate gland located. So prostate gland secretion is into the urethra. So into the urethra only there is secretion of prostate gland as well as the seminal vesicle. Both together form the seminal fluid. That seminal fluid will be nourishing the sperm. So sperm released from the testis will pass through the vas deferens, that is forming a loop around the ureter that is coming out of the kidney, and it will be joining the ejaculatory duct. Into that only there is secretion from the seminal vesicle and the prostate gland. So this is the prostate gland. Prostate gland is not a pair, remember. Seminal vesicle pair is there, it's coming on other side also. So this side view, hope you understood. Now next one. Which of the following is not applicable for sexual reproduction? You know, in sexual reproduction, there is involvement of gametes. Gametes are formed and there is fusion of gametes. And since these gametes are from different parents, which is formed by new combinations, so many new combinations will be arising, that is actually called variation. So you can see in sexual reproduction, gametes are formed and there is fusion of gametes, and it will result in the formation of new combinations also. And there is a lot of chance of variation. Variation means what? Dissimilarity that are occurring between the parents and the progeny. That is actually called variation. So there is chance of variation that is so not applicable to sexual reproduction. No variation in the progeny is wrong. Actually there is variations that will be occurring in the progeny. Hope you got it. Okay, Arpendu Das, Lena, Arpendu Das, they have commented. Hope you are getting it. Shall I continue? I need comments to proceed. I'm actually planning for a small revision in 1 hour of this chapter, along with a few questions only. If you are getting it, please tell fast. Not applicable. There is no chance of variation. That's it. Okay, very good. Now let's start. Then dash has a unisexual flower. Out of the given option in NCERT it is there. Can you tell which one is having a unisexual flower? Unisexual flower. Which one is having a unisexual flower out of the given option? Yeah, very good. First comment was from Deepika. Deepika made the first comment, that is papaya. Now one more question. Let's see who is going to comment first. What is the male flowers called? Can you give the term for male flowers? If a flower is having only stamen, what is it called? What is the technical term for that? Papaya will be having the male flower and female flower separately. It's unisexual flower. Stamen, male flower. A technical term is there. So here the technical term for male flower is staminate. So the technical term for male flower, that is staminate. Just keep in mind. So these flowers, if you are taking, you can see there is not only the sepal and petal. So they will be having sepal, they will be having petals, and they will be having only the male reproductive organ, that is stamen. So like this, a flower that is having only the stamen, that is called staminate flower. Whereas stamen, you know, so just add staminate. And second, you can see if the flower is having only pistil. So some flowers when you are taking, you can see they will be having only the pistil. So that flowers are female flower. Female flowers, the technical term is pistillate. You know what is pistil. So the female flowers which contain only pistil is called as pistillate. So it will be having a solid bottom, that is ovary, elongated style, and at the tip there is a stigma. So this is the structure. So remaining two that I have given, they are having bisexual flower. So what is bisexual flower? You already know. The flower which is having both stamen as well as the pistil is called as bisexual flower. One person full time commenting. Pistillate means the one which has only pistil. Hope you got it. Advik. So staminate and pistillate are just the terms for male flower and female flower. So this is the papaya, male flower, and the female flower. So here only the stamen is present. There you can see there is only the pistil. Next one, what are the post-fertilization events in a flower? Which include all of the following except. So what all things can happen in a flower after fertilization? So after fertilization, you can see the ovary will be turning into the fruit. Ovule inside that will be turning into the seed. Then the remaining parts in the flower like sepal, petal, etc. they will start falling off. They will start degenerating. So these are the post-fertilizational events. So post-fertilization events. Okay, so many comments came. First comment by Advik. Advik got the answer first. None of the above. What all is written here is post-fertilization events. That are the after fertilization. After double fertilization, you can see one male gamete in the pollen will be fusing with the egg to form zygote. That will start turning into embryo. And the other male gamete will be fusing with polar nucleus to form endosperm. So this ovule will start turning into the seed. Ovary will start turning into the fruit. By the time the style, stigma, petal, all these will start falling off the flower. So these are the post-fertilizational events that are occurring in a flower. Hope you got it. Shall I proceed? Please comment. I need comments. Let me see how many are concentrating. Arpendu, Rahul. Now next one. Essential whorls of a flower. Essential whorl means reproductive layers in the flower or reproductive parts of a flower. Already you know what are the reproductive parts of a flower. it will be including stamen and pistil. They are considered as the essential whorls of a flower. Remaining two are non-essential because they are not involved in gamete formation. So flower has four layers or four whorls. You can see outermost is the sepal, inner to that petal. Main function of sepal is what? Protection of the flower in bud stage. Inner to that petal is coming. The main function is attraction of insects for pollination. Then the next layer you can see there is the male reproductive part, that is stamen, and the next whorl you can see there is female reproductive part, that is the pistil. So these are the four whorls of a flower. So if the diagrammatic question is asked, you should be able to write it and draw and describe, etc. The flower is attached to the stem or branch with the help of a stalk-like structure, and there is the base portion of the flower. The base portion of the flower is thalamus. On that thalamus or receptacle only the four whorls are coming. In that you can see like this, a green color part is coming. That green color part is called as what? That is called as sepals. Main function is protection of the flower in bud stage. So it is the protection in bud stage. Then inner to that you can see the next layer that is coming is the beautiful and colorful part of a flower. What is that beautiful and colorful part of a flower? That is actually the petals. Main function of the petals are what? Attraction of pollinating agents. Attraction of pollinating agents. Now inner to that you can see there is stamen. The male reproductive part of a flower, that is actually the stamen. And in that you can see there is a thread-like structure. The thread-like structure is called as filament, and at the tip there is anther. And at the center you can see there is the female reproductive part of a flower. The female reproductive part of a flower, that is actually the pistil. In that you can see there is a swollen bottom. That swollen bottom is ovary, and inside that there is ovule, and elongated portion is the style, and at the tip there is a stigma. So you should be able to describe it. Hope you got it. Now let's move to the next concept. In the below figure, parts A, B and C are sequentially. So after fertilization, remember, the zygote will be turning into, the zygote after fertilization, it will be turning into embryo, and this embryo, that is, so these are all happening inside the ovule. Ovule become the seed. So inside the ovule there is embryo sac. Inside that the zygote is formed, which turns into the embryo. So inside the seed, embryo later becomes the plumule, then radicle, and to this developing structure energy will be sometimes given by cotyledon. So the structure is of a dicot seed. The structure is of dicot seed. So many commented first itself, very good. So it is plumule, cotyledon and radicle. A is plumule, B is cotyledon and C is radicle. Then you can see this cotyledon will be providing all the energy to this developing plumule and radicle. Plumule in the future, it will be turning into the shoot. Radicle will be turning into the root. So hope you understood this development. So this also you should be able to write. Endosperm is actually formed from the polar nucleus and the second germ cell given by the pollen grain. So that endosperm will be providing nutrition to this developing embryo initially. In dicot you can see the endosperm is completely consumed. In dicot plants, endosperm is completely consumed. Exceptions are there, but in monocot you can see endosperm will be there itself. So this diagram is of a dicot seed where you can see endosperm is completely consumed during the development of a seed. So dicot seeds are also called non-endospermous. Whereas monocots you can see the endosperm is not consumed. So monocot seeds are endospermous seeds. Shall I proceed? Advik only asked the question, hope you understood. Comment fast. Yes. Now next one. Which among the following is not the function of a testis? testis, you have to learn it as a heterocrine gland, heterocrine or dual gland, because it has both exocrine and endocrine function. Endocrine means, you know, they produce hormones and it will be secreted into the blood and blood carry them to the target organ. Whereas exocrine part will be releasing its content directly into the target site. So like that speaking, testis is a heterocrine gland, where you can see exocrine part will be releasing the sperm and that is into the vas deferens and all. And the endocrine part of testis will be releasing the sex hormone, that is testosterone. Okay, now itself answer came. Formation of germ cell, that is actually occurring inside the testis, that only will be giving rise to the sperm. Then secretion of testosterone, that is the male sex hormone. Anyway, development of placenta, secretion of estrogen, all these will not be happening, that is in the female. So hope you got it. So is not the function of testis is 3 and 4. So remember, both testis and ovary is a dual gland. They have both exocrine and endocrine function. Then what is the difference is, testis, the exocrine part produce sperm and endocrine part produce testosterone. Ovary, the endocrine part will be producing estrogen and progesterone and the exocrine part will be helping to release ovum. That is the difference. So difference between testis and ovary, it's there in many question papers, so refer it. Then here, the correct sequence of organs in the male reproductive system for the transport of sperm. Already we have drawn this diagram. Hope you got it. Let's go through that diagram once again. Here. So from the testis, the sperm that is released is passing through the vas deferens, the green color. It forms a loop around the ureter. Then it will be coming and joining here along with seminal vesicle. And they will be secreting the things into urethra that will be coming out. So remember, urethra is a common pathway for the urine from the urinary bladder as well as the sperm from ejaculatory duct. Like that, it is a common pathway. Now let's see the option. Testis, vas deferens, urethra. Let me check who is going to comment first. Rashi, Arpendu, Advik. Advik has commented first. From the testis, it will be taken by vas deferens and it will be going to the urethra. Okay, Advik. Deepika also has commented. Now let's see. Shivan, it's not D, it's A only. Now, which among the following disease is not sexually transmitted disease? You may be knowing about the sexually transmitted disease like syphilis, that is caused by Treponema pallidum, the bacteria. Then AIDS, that is caused by HIV. Gonorrhea, that is caused by Neisseria gonorrhoeae. All these are sexually transmitted diseases. Whereas hepatitis, that is actually infection that is caused by the hepatitis B virus and all in the liver. So it's not a sexually transmitted disease. Very good. Next one, which event will likely occur in the ovary of female after attaining puberty? So after attaining puberty, there is release of ova into the fallopian tube. Then growth and development of embryo, that occurs after fertilization only. And please comment whether there is which all hormones are secreted by the ovary. Name 2 hormones secreted by ovary. Who will comment first? Let's see. Hormones secreted by ovary. Advik has commented first. That is estrogen and progesterone. Now one more question. Name the hormone that is involved in parturition or delivery. That is actually released by hypothalamus, stored and secreted by posterior pituitary. Stored and secreted by posterior pituitary. The answer is oxytocin. The answer is oxytocin. That is a hormone that is produced by hypothalamus, and it will be released into the posterior pituitary, later released by the posterior pituitary. Hope you got it. It's not progesterone, the birth hormone that helps in contraction of uterus for release of the child or the fetus. That is actually the oxytocin. Oh, Mayank has commented, that is oxytocin. Now coming to the next question. In male reproductive system, transport of sperm take place in a fluid which also provide nutrition. Reason, prostate gland and seminal vesicle secrete seminal fluid for the same. So let me check. Yug, Ashvi, Mayank. I'm waiting. Please comment fast. Yes. So it is both assertion and reason are true. And reason is the correct explanation of assertion. So here you can see in male reproductive system, transport of sperm take place in the fluid, that is the seminal fluid, that is secreted by seminal vesicle as well as the prostate gland. They will be nourishing the sperm also. So both assertion and reason are true, and reason is the correct explanation of assertion. Very good. Yes. Just I am taking a revision only. So try to recap the content and the points. Hope you will get it. Fertilization of human egg by the sperm take place in. So you can see after ovulation, the fertilization will be occurring in the oviduct or the fallopian tubule, exactly at the ampullary isthmic junction. That is the location where the fertilization will be occurring. After fertilization, slowly the zygote will start developing into the embryo. By the time from the oviduct, they will be moving towards the uterus and they will be attaching to the wall of the uterus. The process is called as implantation. So after the zygote formation or fertilization in the fallopian tube, you can see there is movement of embryo into the uterus, and slowly they will be attaching to the wall of the wall of the uterus, and the process is called implantation. There only you can see there is development of placenta. So the answer is oviduct. So here is release of ova and the formation of zygote after fertilization, and slowly you can see the zygote turns into embryo, 2 cell, 4 cell, 8 cell, 16 cell, and it will form a blastocyst stage that will attach to the wall of uterus. There only further development will be occurring. The process is actually called implantation. There only placenta will be formed, and there is a gestation time. It's multicellular organism only we are telling, Karthik. Then human offspring sex is determined through. Please comment fast. You already know the answer, many said. Sex is determined by. Yes, it is through father's sex chromosome. So here, the sex chromosome in the father is XY. You know that there is 46 chromosome in the father, 44 autosomes will be there, and 2 sex chromosome will be there. Autosomes means the chromosome which control all other characters in the body except sex is called autosome. Then in the mother it is 44 autosomes plus XX. And here they will be undergoing meiosis, especially this chromosome that is occurring in the primary spermatocyte in the father. They will undergo meiosis in order to form the sperm. So sperms, they have two possibility, that is 22 autosomes plus X, or it can be having 22 autosomes plus Y. And in the mother, during meiosis that is occurring, there is only one process that can occur, that is 22 autosomes plus X. So here what is occurring, you should understand, gametogenesis, gamete formation is by meiosis, and this will result in the formation of sperm as well as egg. And if this sperm is fertilizing this egg, it will be resulting in 44 autosomes plus XX, that is female. Whereas if this sperm is fertilizing the egg, it will result in 44 autosomes plus XY, that will be representing males. So this is the sex determination. Here you should understand father is heterogametic. Father is producing two type of sperm, one with X chromosome and one with Y chromosome. So offspring sex is determined mainly through the father's sex chromosome. That is also by chance. Mridul, what is going on? Good comment. Mridul Abin. Yashvi, good reply also. I am not reading further. Now let me move ahead. Yes, Srisharan, so many things are there in our previous session. I remember. Now let's continue. Now, which section of DNA provides information for one protein? You can comment the answer. Advik, I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Please comment fast. Yes. Other. Yes. Sharon has commented first, it is gene. So what is gene? A segment of DNA that is responsible for a character is called as gene. So gene expression, let's have a discussion. Suppose in a cell, in the nucleus, there is DNA. In the DNA, a segment of DNA responsible for a particular character is called as gene. So how it express means it will be producing an mRNA. Because DNA cannot come to the cytoplasm, it produces an mRNA that will be coming out of the nucleus. This is message. mRNA is the message for protein synthesis. So you should understand, according to this message only, ribosomes in our cell will be joining amino acid. So a small picture is given in NCERT in heredity chapter regarding gene expression, but this picture is not there, they have given only write-up. So try to combine this. So here ribosomes will join amino acid in order to make protein. These proteins later will become, some proteins you know they are becoming what? Enzymes. You know what is enzyme? Enzymes are biological catalysts. They can actually catalyze some reaction. So here from the DNA you can see they produce an mRNA. This mRNA is read by ribosome, convert into protein, and some proteins are enzyme. Suppose if it is gene for height in the plant, there is tall gene. Understand, this will be producing a reaction where they will convert a reactant into product. And let me tell, the product here is auxin. So if auxin is produced in the plant, the cells will be enlarging. Slowly you can see the height will increase. Like that is the gene expression. So when a gene is expressing, so what is gene? A segment of DNA responsible for a particular character is called as gene. That's all. How it produces that character? It produces the enzyme or protein that will bring a product, that brings that particular character. This is how we can explain a gene expression. Shall I proceed? Srisharan. Mayank, Advik. If you are telling yes, I will proceed. Now, in peas, a pure tall is crossed with a pure short plant. The ratio of pure tall plants to pure short plants in the F2 generation. Okay, I'm waiting for the comment. Who will comment first? Let's see, because this was done many times in the class and all. 1:3, pure tall and pure dwarf. Advik comment has came first. It's 1:1 in the F2 generation. So if a pure tall plant is crossed with a pure dwarf plant, you know their gametes will be like this, and the F1 generation will be tall and it is heterozygous. F1 generation is tall and it is heterozygous. Then what happens is, on selfing this, you can see the next generation. This is F1, this is parents, and the F2 generation if you are taking, you can see it will be having 3 tall is to 1 dwarf. But the question is regarding homozygous tall. So in a pea plant, the ratio of pure tall to pure tall means you should take homozygous. Homozygous tall is 1 out of 3. Heterozygous tall is 2 out of 3. Then this will be homozygous. So answer is 1:1. Don't make mistake. They have asked about pure tall and pure short. In which generation? F2 generation. If you got it, I will proceed. Because many had made this mistake in the mock exam that was conducted and all. That's why I am telling it again and again. Yes, Mayank. Rishi, okay. Advik. Now let's move to the next question. Now humans have 2 different sex chromosomes, X and Y. Based on Mendel's laws, a male offspring will inherit which combination of chromosome? You already know. But according to the statement, you have to tell both the X chromosome from one parent or both the Y chromosome from one of its parent, or a combination of X chromosome from either of these parents. Which is the most applicable option? Very good. So many have commented. A combination of X and Y chromosome from either of its parent. So X chromosome from one parent and Y chromosome from the male parent. Like that they will be uptaking. That is the answer. So hope you know that flowchart easily. You can do it, but don't answer due to your anxiety. Because some will be jumping and answering. After some time only they will realize it went wrong. So like that, please observe the questions properly. Next question. 2 pea plants, one with round yellow seeds and another with wrinkled green seeds, produce F1 progeny that have round yellow seeds. So here, when F1 plants are self-pollinated, the F2 progeny will have new combination of character. Choose the new combination. So here the parents are round with yellow, capital R, capital R, capital Y, then wrinkled with green, that is small r, small y, small y. So what can be the gametic combination? When you draw the gametes, put a circle. So here also you can see small r and small y. Then F1 generation will be getting what? It will be getting capital R, capital Y, small y. That will be round yellow. That is the dominant character. Remember, in the seed color, dominant is yellow, recessive is green. But pod color, the green is dominant and the yellow is recessive. Now F2 generation, you will be getting new combination 9:2, 3:2, 3:1. In that 9 and 1 are parental combination. Which combination? 9 will be round yellow and 1 will be wrinkled green. Then remaining 2 you will get recombination or new combination, that is round coming with green and wrinkled that is coming with yellow. That is the new combination of character. Hope you got it. Then if you want, you can write and see also. So this is the new combination or recombination. Hope you got it. Arjun Sairam has asked about what happens if someone is having 3 X chromosome. That is possible. Don't tell it is not possible. It is possible. That is called chromosomal aberration or chromosomal mutations are there. Sometimes there is chance that a person can get additional 1 more chromosome, but they will have a lot of defects also. Like some females, if getting 3 X chromosome, It is super female. They have abnormal sexual development and all, but mentally retarded. Like that, so many defects also will be coming. Another case, let me tell, there is Down syndrome. Down syndrome, the person will get additional 21st chromosome. Then Klinefelter syndrome, like that, so many possibilities are there. That is actually chromosomal aberrations. Okay, now let's move to the topic. So many doubts are coming that we will discuss later. It will have a good discussion, but we will be going out of the topic. So let's have this discussion itself. Hope you got it. So here, which is actually the new combination? Round coming with green and wrinkled coming with yellow. That will be the new combination. Hope you got the new combination. X, Y, X, 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 Y is there. X, X, Y. Yug. That is Klinefelter syndrome. That will be males only, but they will have a lot of feminine quality and they are mentally retarded. Then XYY is also there. That is Jacob syndrome. They are very aggressive people, very tall, and they have a criminal bent of mind. Like that, many things are there. Now it will be, yep, okay, Mayank. Now, next one. Next important question, you can expect a question sure from this area, that is the 10% law. You may be knowing about the 10% law. Hope you can do it. Can you do it fast? Let me check who will be going to get it. In a given food chain, the amount of energy at 4th trophic level is 5 kilojoules. What will be the energy at the producer level? So let's take a pyramid. This is the first trophic level, second trophic level, third trophic level, and this is the fourth trophic level and fifth. So here, the fourth trophic level is having 5 kilojoules of energy. So how much should be present in the third trophic level as well as the second trophic level and the first trophic level? So 10% should be moving from one trophic level to the next trophic level. So here it should be 50 kilojoules, here should be 500 kilojoules, and here it should be 5000 kilojoules. So first trophic level, you should know they are actually having which organism? Producers. So confusion is there, right, and keep it. They generally include which organism? They generally include autotrophs. So here plants and all will be coming under this producers, that is primary producer only. Then the next trophic level, what will be coming? That is the consumers, primary consumers will be coming in the next trophic level. That will generally include which organism? Herbivores. The next trophic level, third trophic level, it will be the secondary consumer. That will be generally including the primary carnivores. So many questions can come from this area. So write and keep it. Already you have it. Just have a discussion about it. Then next one is the tertiary consumer. That is the secondary carnivore. Then next is the top consumer. What is the top consumer? That is the tertiary carnivore. So like that it will be coming. So one more question, why the energy trophic levels in a food chain is reduced to maximum 4 or 5? The reason here itself you can see that much energy is not reaching the top trophic level. That is why you can see the trophic levels in a food chain is reduced to 4 or 5. That also you might have learned. So the answer 5000 kilojoules. That is the energy production. Now just imagine, you should comment fast. One question. Suppose if I am spraying DDT in this first trophic level and it enters the food chain and it is accumulating in the top trophic level. DDT, a toxic chemical pesticide I am spraying in the plants, and they are actually entering the tissue of plant and it is accumulating in the top consumer. What is that called as? What is that called as? Please comment. Who will comment first? Let's see. This we discussed in the class. Yes, Deepika. Deepika got the first comment. Then Rishi, biomagnification. Accumulation of toxic chemical in the highest trophic level is actually called as biomagnification. Very good. Next one, which of the following options show the mechanism of traveling of sense in our body after our nose senses a smell? So which receptor is found in the nose? First you comment that. Let's see who is going to comment first. Which receptor is actually located in the nose? You have learned about different type of receptors. No, I won't be keeping menti because so much discussion is there. I want to see how many of you are going to comment. Olfactory. So, okay. So, olfactory receptors are actually present in your nose. So, from the olfactory receptor, the chemicals will be released once they get this sense or stimulus. Then these chemicals will be attaching to the tip of dendrite. That will generate a nerve impulse that will be going to the cell body, then to the axon, then the nerve ending, and they will be releasing the signal at the dendritic tip of another nerve cell that is in the synapse. This is what happens when a nerve impulse is traveling. All of them have commented. Very good. Now next one. 2 hormones secreted by pancreas that regulate the blood sugar level. Fast you should discuss. So here, first you tell the answer, then I will discuss. I am waiting for the answer. Okay, very good. Insulin and glucagon. So how the insulin and glucagon is working, that is also an expected area. So here, you know the insulin is secreted by which part of pancreas? Endocrine part of pancreas. So here I am drawing the pancreas diagram. In the pancreas, the endocrine part will be producing. The endocrine part, let me put some colors like this. This is the endocrine part, that is islets of Langerhans. So whenever your blood sugar level, so this is the blood vessel. Inside the blood vessel, when the sugar level is increasing, you can see there will be production of insulin by the islets of Langerhans, which is produce insulin. Now how they decrease the blood sugar level? First you can see they will be converting this glucose will be going into where? The glucose will start moving into the liver, where you can see they will be joining to form a polysaccharide. What is the polysaccharide that is produced? The polysaccharide that is produced is glycogen. So blood sugar will be getting converted into glycogen in the liver. So like that, blood sugar keep on decreasing. Even the surrounding adipose tissue. So this diagram, if there is in the mind itself, we can write it easily. Surrounding adipose tissue also will start taking the glucose. So like this, blood sugar level keep on decreasing. So this is how insulin is working. 2 points only you have to write if coming. Insulin when secreted by the endocrine part of pancreas. It happens when the blood sugar level is increasing. Suddenly what happens? You can see the sugar will be uptaken by the adipose tissue, as well as it will be going to the liver, where it get converted into glycogen. This is how insulin acts. Antagonistic to insulin, you can see there is glucagon. Another hormone that is acting is glucagon. When the blood sugar is going down, suddenly glucagon is produced. Reverse will happen. Reverse will happen means what? You can see the glycogen will be broken and it release glucose into the blood when glucagon is secreted by the pancreas. That's all. Now, we are winding up the session. Hope you got all the questions, and this was a pure revision from all the topic. I have completed my revision about sure short areas from how do organisms reproduce. And second, some more topics I wish to continue, but the time is up. Now, hope you enjoyed the session. Now, please make a comment. Hope you enjoyed and all. Okay then, let me wind up the session for today. That's all for today. Okay then, bye.
Good morning.
Good morning. What's all this? Your results. Congratulations to all. I am confident you'll all achieve your goals. So, young man, what are your aspirations?
I want to do robotics, ideally from the best institute in the US.
And you, young lady?
Sir, I love kids and I would love to learn pediatrics. I feel Boston is the best place for that.
Sumit, what about you?
Back home to India for medicine.
Good. I'm sure you'll all achieve your aspirations, be it in India or anywhere. Keep in mind, your first challenge is the entrance, whether it's IIT,
JEE,
SAT, or NEET. You have to learn from the masters. Brilliant Qatar is the passport to your success.
We undertake coaching for regular and repeat batches and tuition for board examinations. Brilliant Education Centre, Doha, Qatar.